Jamie Harper, and the case of the stolen sound. It started with a melody. One warm afternoon, the Harborview elementary music class was rehearsing for the town's big summer festival. The star of the show was the school's antique grand piano, an instrument said to hold the soul of the town's music. Mrs. Rizzo, the music teacher, pressed a key, and nothing happened. The piano, usually full of rich, vibrant sound, had gone completely silent. The students gasped. "It's as if the piano's voice has been stolen," Mrs. Rizzo exclaimed. Jamie Harper, sitting in the back row, felt a familiar tingle of curiosity. A missing melody? This was no ordinary mystery. Jamie stayed after class to examine the piano. Its gleaming black surface reflected her determined gaze. She opened the lid to inspect the strings and found something unusual. A small piece of torn red fabric caught in the hammers. Jamie pocketed it and wrote in her notebook, "Red fabric clue found in piano." After school, Jamie headed to Max's garage, where he was fiddling with his guitar. "You're looking for a thief who steals music?" Max asked, grinning. "What's next? Someone stealing colors from rainbows?" But when Jamie played the piano's last recording from her phone, Max frowned. "That tune. I've heard it before, but not from the piano. It was coming from the pier last night." Jamie's eyes lit up. Could the thief be practicing on a different instrument? That evening, Jamie and Max staked out the pier. Among the dock boats, one stood out. It was old and covered in peeling paint, but more intriguing was the faint sound of piano keys drifting from it. Jamie's heart raced. They crept closer, but the music stopped abruptly. Whoever was inside had seen them. Suddenly, the boat's motor roared to life, and it sped into the open water. Jamie and Max grabbed a rowboat and paddled after it. The waves were rough, and water splashed everywhere. But Jamie kept her eyes locked on the fleeing boat. "It's heading for Crescent Cove," Jamie shouted. The cove was secluded and rarely visited. The boat docked at the cove, and a figure in a dark coat jumped out, carrying a large, rectangular object wrapped in a blanket. Jamie and Max hid behind some rocks as the figure entered an abandoned beach hut. "That has to be our thief," Max whispered. The pair waited until the figure left before sneaking into the hut. Inside, they found sheet music scattered across a table and the blanket lying on a bench. Jamie unwrapped it, expecting to find the school piano soundboard, but instead there was an old portable keyboard. Amid the sheet music, Jamie discovered a handwritten note. "Meet at the clock tower at midnight. Bring the masterpiece." Jamie's pulse quickened. "We're getting closer." That night, Jamie and Max arrived at the town's clock tower. They hid in the shadows as two figures emerged, one carrying a black bag. "I need more time," one of them said, their voice muffled. "The piano sound isn't ready yet." Jamie's heart raced. Were they planning to tamper with the antique piano? The figures left, but Jamie stayed behind to investigate. Climbing the spiral staircase of the clock tower, she found a makeshift workshop with tools, wires, and a strange device labeled sound extractor prototype. Could this machine really steal sounds? Suddenly, the door slammed shut. Jamie turned to see one of the figures from earlier, a tall teenager with messy hair. "What are you doing here?" he demanded. Thinking quickly, Jamie pretended to be lost. "I heard noises and got curious," she said, edging toward the stairs. Before the teen could question her further, Max burst through the door with a firecracker he'd found in the workshop. He lit it, and the bang startled the teen long enough for them to escape. Back at Jamie's house, the pieces started coming together. The teen wasn't after the piano itself. He wanted to extract its unique sound for his masterpiece. But why? Jamie needed answers. Jamie dug into the teen's background and discovered his name was Aaron Blake, a piano prodigy who had recently lost a major competition. He'd been obsessed with creating the perfect sound ever since. With only 2 days until the festival, Jamie and Max decided to confront Aaron. They found him practicing on the stolen keyboard at the beach hut. "You don't understand," Aaron said. "That piano sound is legendary. I just wanted to borrow it to prove I'm the best." Jamie convinced Aaron to return the piano's components, but he had one condition. He wanted to play it at the festival before giving it back. Jamie hesitated but agreed on the condition that he confess. Aaron, Max, and Jamie worked through the night to restore the piano. By dawn, the instrument's beautiful sound was back. At the festival, Aaron played the piano, his performance stunning the crowd. Afterward, he confessed to the theft. The townspeople were upset, but agreed to give him a second chance after Jamie explained his remorse. Aaron promised to never steal again and thanked Jamie for helping him find a better way to pursue his dream. Jamie felt proud. She had solved the mystery and helped someone turn their life around. As the festival ended, Jamie reflected on the case. The piano sound wasn't just about music, it symbolized harmony in the community. The moral was clear. The best way to shine isn't by taking from others, but by working together and sharing your talents. With the mystery of the missing music solved and the town's melodies restored, Jamie Harper finally let out a sigh of relief. But as she and Max headed home, a strange hum filled the air, a sound so faint it was almost unnoticeable. Max paused. "You hear that?" Jamie nodded, her detective instincts tingling. "It's not just a sound, it's a warning." Before they could say another word, Jamie's phone buzzed with a cryptic message. "Harborview's quiet days are over. Get ready for the loudest case of your life." What could the warning mean? Find out in Jamie Harper's next thrilling adventure.